No Estimates. A no estimates strategy, or one that places less focus on precise estimates, is an alternative to standard estimating in Scrum. This methodology has grown in prominence in recent years, particularly in situations when standard estimating approaches have proven difficult or less helpful. The no estimates strategy and its core ideas are summarized below. How to focus on value delivery. The fundamental purpose of the no estimates strategy is to focus on consistently delivering value to the client. The team prioritizes work based on its perceived value to the product and the customer rather by estimating jobs or user stories. Small and valuable user stories. Teams divide work into smaller, more value user stories that may be finished in a short period of time, example, 1 or a few days. With each user narrative, the emphasis is on delivering actual benefit, making it easy to prioritize and measure progress. Relative sizing. While the no estimates strategy avoids providing explicit time estimates, teams frequently utilize relative sizing to evaluate the relative complexity and effort of user stories. Stories are judged based on their perceived size and complexity rather than exact values or points. Cycle time metrics. Cycle time metrics are used by teams to determine how long it takes to finish a user story from the time it is begun to the time it is considered complete. These indicators give useful insights into the team's performance and enable projection of when comparable work items may be completed in the future. Kanban boards. Kanban boards are frequently used in the no estimates method to view work items as they go through the process. Based on the current status of the board, teams may measure cycle durations, identify bottlenecks, and make decisions about what to concentrate on next. Continuous delivery. The no estimates method promotes continuous delivery, which implies that a user story is deployed to production or made available to consumers as soon as it is complete. This reduces the need to forecast when individual features will be completed, allowing for faster feedback and value realization. Empirical data-driven decision-making. Teams employing the no estimates method make judgments about what to work on next and when to release based on actual facts, historical performance, and prior cycle time indicators. Adaptive planning. Teams utilizing this method practice flexible planning rather than committing to a defined scope for a sprint. As new information becomes available, they revise their strategies and priorities. Continuous improvement. Teams are always analyzing their process, cycle durations, and outcomes to discover areas for improvement. This iterative process assists teams in becoming more efficient over time. It should be noted that the no estimates strategy may not be appropriate for all circumstances or organizations. It works effectively when the goal is to give value rapidly and precise prior assessment may not bring substantial benefits. Teams contemplating this strategy should carefully analyze if it corresponds with their project and organizational goals, and they should be prepared to modify their procedures as needed. Advantages of no estimation in Scrum. Focus on value. The no estimation strategy moves the emphasis from estimating to continually delivering value to the client. Workflow improvement. Teams may improve their workflow and decrease the overhead of estimating ceremonies by eliminating the need for specific estimations. Faster feedback and value. Smaller user stories may be presented more often, allowing for speedier feedback and value realization. Empirical decision-making. Teams make decisions based on empirical data and cycle time indicators, resulting in data-driven improvements and flexibility. Reduced bias. The lack of estimations decreases the likelihood of anchoring bias and enables teams to explore novel ideas without regard for effort. Disadvantages of no estimation in Scrum. Limited predictability. Without accurate projections, predicting when certain features or user stories will be finished may be difficult. Challenges with resource allocation. Organizations that rely on estimations for resource allocation may have difficulty planning and budgeting. Resistance to change. Stakeholders used to traditional estimating processes may be resistant to the no estimation approach. Difficulty with intricate projects. This technique may be less appropriate for projects with very complex dependencies or when stakeholders want specific estimations. Conclusion. In conclusion, both estimation and no estimation have advantages and disadvantages. The decision should be based on the project's unique context, the demands of the team, and the corporate culture. Some teams may discover that a hybrid method, in which certain components of estimating are preserved while others are dropped, achieves the proper balance for their specific scenario. Finally, Scrum appreciates the capacity to inspect and change, so teams should be willing to try new ways to see what works best for them.